So right off the bat, we're starting to see an epidemic of politicians' children getting busted with drugs. So these fucking hypocrites, you know, the mayor's in charge of all the police. How many times do the police go around fucking over people's lives and you know, totally ruin them, every fucking thing about them? They don't give a shit about their health or, you know, what you're going to sit there and say, that person don't have a right to their own body, and you're going to sit there and save them from themselves by ruining their fucking lives. Of course they don't want to do that. That's why these fucking politicians always protect their fucking kids and make sure they don't get any goddamn trouble whatsoever. That's a two-tiered justice system for the haves and the have-nots. For the lawyered and for the not lawyered. So the drug charges against the mayor's sons is dismissed. Pending completion of an education program. Oh yeah, drugs are bad. That's the fucking education program, right? So this is Greg Fisher, which is actually incredible because Greg Fisher was against raising the minimum wage because he understands economics. Well, fucking Greg, if you understand economics, then why don't you legalize prostitution and marijuana? Do you understand economics? If you understand economics, by making those things illegal, you've increased the profit incentive. And you're creating Al Capones out here. But he doesn't understand economics. He's a fucking rich man, fucking tycoon douchebag. He's against the 99%. He doesn't give a shit about the fucking people. And he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite just like Will T. Scott, the governor candidate, the Republican governor candidate, and Mike O'Connell. So these fucking politicians, they have kids that are on drugs. They're doing a bunch of drugs. If you've seen Traffic, you know, they're sitting there fighting this fucking war on drugs and their own kids are fucking overdosing. Mike O'Connell, his son Matthew O'Connell, overdosed on heroin, found dead in his car. Will T. Scott, Andrew H. Scott, his son, was caught passing Adderall out to some woman who begged him, please give me drugs, please give me drugs. All right, here's some drugs. So they say he's accommodating to amphetamine. But Adderall, distributing Adderall, heroin overdose. And now we see George Fisher, the son of Greg Fisher, who was passed out. Again, another person passed out at the wheel of an SUV parked in front of the Derby City Chop Shop on Bardstown Road. So Derby City Chop Shop, a chop shop, that's like fucking illegal, isn't it? A chop shop that you go in and then they take all the fucking car parts out and then they steal it. How do they know it's a fucking chop shop? Is that what they build them? I don't even want to get on that, but what the fuck, a chop shop? That's a bad thing, right? That's where you'll steal a car, go to a chop shop, and then they'll, you know, take off the fucking VIN numbers and then they'll make it a whole nother vehicle to where nobody can recognize it. What do you mean? That's not your car. That's our car. But that could just be the name of it. But anyways, the officers found marijuana and unmarked prescription pills inside the vehicle. So he's a pillbilly. He's a pothead. He's a pillbilly. And this is the fucking mayor's son. But guess what? Everybody else in Louisville will get their lives fucked. They will get their lives fucked. But if you're the son of the mayor, you're okay. You're fine. Will T. Scott, he wants to increase the drug war to where they're coming after your kids. They want to come after your kids now. So they want to, you know, criminalize you as soon as you come out the fucking womb. These fucking assholes talk about abortion and pro-life and shit. They pro-birth. As soon as you're born, they don't have no health care, no education, no child care. You know, no help whatsoever. You're on your own, you stupid ass kid. And then they want to criminalize them. They want to criminalize them and throw them in fucking jail. So, you know, this shit doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. There's only one candidate for governor. That's for decriminalization. And this is the issue of our times. You know, this is the number one issue in change.org. When Barack Obama first got into office, what the people wanted, the biggest issue that they wanted, an end to the war on drugs. But, you know, we're not going to see that. They're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. It's what they do. So this is a update on the governor's race, okay? So I'm going to talk about current events. I'm going to do a governor update. Then I'm going to have an economic lesson at the end. So we're going to learn some economics. I'm going to school you in some economics, okay? But first I want to mention about Dalton Hayes and Cheyenne Phillips. still at large. Cops have not caught them. When it's a real fucking, criminal, people actually doing bad things, they can't do shit about it. But if you peacefully pull over, they'll throw mini tickets off you. If you walk to the store in Louisville, they'll beat the fuck out of you, right? If you ain't doing anything, if you're not a real fucking threat, they don't do shit. They pick on weak people. They don't do shit to the actual fucking criminals. They're fucking criminals themselves. So you gotta look out for the goddamn criminal. You got two sets of criminals. The ones in uniforms and the motherfuckers that just want to fuck people over just because. So the Dalton Hayes and Cheyenne Phillips, turns out, I forgot to mention, she's pregnant. She's pregnant. And I also heard that she already had a baby. She's already got a 1.5-year-old. She's 13 years old. So she's been having sex since she's been 11. And already had a kid. And now she's pregnant again. So that's a big twist in this whole story. What, you're going to ruin Dalton Hayes' life? Now he's a daddy. He's a daddy. You're going to fuck over a father's life. So she already has a kid, and she could be pregnant. So that adds a whole nother dimension. If they go out like Bonnie and Clyde and get shot up, that's abortion, right? You killed a fetus. If you murder them, then you also killed an innocent child. So, be careful. Make sure you have it might be a standoff or whatever, but you want this thing to end peacefully. You don't want it to end violently. So, be careful. Be careful. These are Kentucky's own. Kentucky born and raised. Grain-fed from the bluegrass state. Dalton Hayes, Cheyenne Phillips. In solidarity, I hope this turns out good for you all, and I hope that your all's lives turn out okay. Okay, I hope it turns out okay. They're kids, stupid kids, in love. Their lives should not be ruined just because of that. Plus the oppression, lack of opportunities, lack of jobs. They've probably been picked on. It seems like he's got a record of making bad choices. Really? Or you're just an asshole and you've been fucking with him. Which one is it? So... And the other thing I want to mention was taters. What the fuck? We're going to have some mashed taters and da-da-da. So quit fucking up your words. You fucking assholes sit there and goddamn big-ass racist. We don't want to push 1 or 2. That's a hard problem. That ain't a problem. That's your fucking problem. We'll push 1 for English, 2 for Spanish. And you want to come America, then you need to push number 1. Why we got to do this? This is a problem. There ain't no fucking problem unless you're a fucking racist. So they fuck up the English language all the time. The people from England would come in and listen to a hillbilly, listen to a boomhauer, and be like, what? What'd you say? And then if we're going to be honest with ourselves, and you're supposed to assimilate into the culture that you came into, that you immigrate into, that means we should be speaking Algonquin, the Native American language. But we're hypocrites, right? You fucking racist bastards. You racist child-beating fucking toothless fucking asshole fucking bastards. They fuck up the English language. Taters. Y'all ain't know about our good old taters. Y'all ain't know about how the crick just, got bad business with the crick. You go in the crick and you fall down, and this is just a bad business for everybody, right? Business crick. You're gonna go to the crick. What the fuck is this? Y'all ain't taters. Shit, y'all ain't saying the fucking right shit. Louisville, it's Lawville, it's Louisville. King Louis, right? King Louis the 16th. King Louis the 16th, that's what Louisville's named after. Louis the 16th. So it would be Louisville. But this is fucking Kentucky where we bastardize the language, so it's Lawville. Oh yeah, bad business up in the creek with Louisville. Get the taters. Y'all ain't done the taters in the creek in the business. Lawville. All right, get the fuck out of here. Y'all ain't talking no damn English. Y'all ain't never fucking speak no goddamn English. So, all right, those are the updates. Here we see HarlanDaily.com, local mines to terminate 95 jobs. What the fuck, Mitch McConnell? I thought you was going to save coal. Oh, that's right. You're going to save Kentucky coal to give it to your big-ass fucking, Pennsylvania Power and Light. Make sure your corporate big banker wealthy fucking buddies gets our fucking coal. Kentucky's coal should be ours. It's her coal. It's our state. It's her state, being Kentucky, right? It's our coal, and coal should stay with us. Electric should be nearly fucking free, okay? A lot of these countries, they'll use oil revenues in order to finance, infrastructure projects. Gaddafi was taking his oil revenues, and you'd get $50,000. A newlywed couple gets $50,000. They had free electricity, free healthcare, free education. Fucking Libya. Yeah, it was oppressive. It was tyrannical. It was a police state. They'd just fucking pull you over for the dumbest shit in the fucking world and fuck up your life, right? Just like Mayor Fisher's fucking town. But they actually had, a high standard of living. And so, we're beggars sitting on a mound of fucking gold. And instead of actually using our gold to distribute to everybody to get ourselves a commonwealth, instead we maintain a common poverty and give all goddamn fucking raw materials to the rich fucking paymasters, the owners of society, Pennsylvania Power and Light, CEOs in Pennsylvania owns Kentucky Utilities. And you want to say it's cheaper electric? Fuck you. The electric's the same fucking price here in Western Kentucky as it is in the rest of the United States. No money's being $400. I got a $400 fucking electric bill, and all I got is I heat up a fucking a little trailer. Just having heat for a trailer, $400 fucking dollars. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, right. Yeah, King Cole. Yeah, sucking King Cole's dick, sucking the Koch brothers' dick, and he's a player, right? But we'll take that candidacy serious. But a Green Party candidate, nah, fuck them. An independent, nah, they're not serious. Gatewood, he's Gateweed, right? That's what the fucking Jake Payne out of Louisville, Gateweed fucking insulted him the entire time. Gatewood was in favor of fucking gay marriage. But who gives a shit, right? Even if you're in favor of their fucking policies, you want to be an elitist, stuck-up fucking piece of shit. You guys are against democracy. I almost feel like I might be the only motherfucker out here that actually agrees with democracy. That is not a fucking core American tenet or value. Democracy? Get the fuck out of here. Where the fuck is the democracy? And the 30% is voting. It's not even in our political establishment. No democracy in the House. No democracy in the schools. No democracy in the workplaces. No democracy in the financial sectors, in the military, in the education field, in any place. There's no democracy anywhere at all. Elections is one part of democracy. Democracy is ruled by the people. Are you empowered? Are you all got all the damn power of the people? Hey, I'm talking to you directly, people. You consent to the people that are governing over you right now? Is that what you did? These are the people. You look at Mitch McConnell and say, hey, that's me. I'm Mitch McConnell. 36 years you motherfuckers have sit there and said that you're fucking Mitch McConnell. So local mines are terminating 95 jobs. You know, a lot of people understand that coal is a dying industry. They're mechanizing. The fucking coal operators just want to make a shit ton of money, cut all the fucking jobs and say, fuck all y'all. So 2 coal companies operating in Harlan County have issued Warren Act notices of their intentions to terminate a total of 95 employees. The notices are dated January 5th, received at the Harlan County Judge Executive's office on January 8th. They are from Fox Knob Coal Company Incorporated and Jad Coal Incorporated, both of which list their address as 980 Highway 3449 in Cold Iron. So that's 2 of them in the exact same fucking address. Is that real? I mean, is that one owner or 2 owners? What's going on here? Both Fox Knob and Jad notices state that they intend to cease production operations at its facility located at 980 Highway 3349 Cold Iron, Kentucky. So that's a different? No, that's the same address. They just said the same fucking thing twice. Who wrote this shit? Cal Halpern? You repeated some things there. The Fox Knob notice says 86 jobs will be terminated at that location, and Jad is terminating 9 employees. Both companies state the job losses are expected to be permanent. Each notice states employment separations are expected to begin on or about January 23rd, 2015, or within a 14-day period following that date. Although the company expects that a limited number of employees may remain after that 14-day period. So, coal company jobs are gone. It's a dirty business anyways, right, with all the pollution and the sulfur. That's Rand Paul. Rand Paul said it was a fucking dirty business. And you know, they should have been, you know, they could have invested in the community. They could have invested in solar power or trash to energy power. They could have done so many fucking things, but instead, what are you going to do with your coal severance tax check now? You're not going to get one now. The state always tries to take it from the local counties. These are counties that don't even have running water. You know, talk about dirt poor and shit. They're beggars literally living on a mound of gold, and because we have corrupt politicians that would rather give a shit about the fucking, you know, the ultra rich instead of the 99%. You know, that's the fucking problem right there. It's a class war. It's always been class war ever since the beginning. Warren Buffett said his class won. So if you catch a trans student in the wrong bathroom, you can win yourself $2,500. Is a bill being proposed by a fucking lawmaker, by Senator C.B. Embry So here's CB Embry, right? He's got that colorful little tie. Almost seems very effeminate tie, very pretty. And actually, if you take away his Hitler mustache, put a little wig on him, a little bit of blush, I don't even know if this is a man. This looks like a damn woman. This motherfucking transvestite is sitting there trying to cover up his own transvestiteness, you know, in order to fucking be a bigot. A fucking bigot. So this asshole, he's jumping the gun. The big problems in Kentucky is not jobs or education or health care or making sure, you know, people are you know, safe from harm. His fucking thing is, let's be bigots towards the transgendered community. Leela just fucking killed herself. You had lots of suicides. Bardstown had a young girl kill herself. And then I heard about a 6-year-old girl. Did you hear about that? The 6-year-old girl that killed herself? That's amazing. She like colored in purple marker and then hung herself with a jump rope. That's fucked up. So this asshole wants to put more oppression, make it, be a big ass fucking bigot, right? Be a total dick. In Kentucky since 2004, the voters all said fuck homosexuals. You can't get married if you're in a private restaurant and they say you need to leave, like Chick-fil-A at U of L. You got to fucking go. You got to fucking leave. Being gay is criminalized here. So again, you know, y'all talk about freedom and Tea Party and all this shit. Where the fuck is this freedom at? You assholes. You know, and having 2 bathrooms, this is what you're protecting. You know, there's at Ally McBeal, they had a unisex bathroom. You're telling me we can't just shit in a fucking toilet without, you know, in fact, I don't know, being around a bunch of disgusting men, the fucking male bathrooms are always disgusting, and it's a dangerous fucking place. So that's fun. You know, that's fun. Fuck the men, right? Make sure the girls are all being protected. But that, this is the priorities, misplaced priorities, so fucking petty. This piece of shit with this fucking, you know, fucking effeminate tie. CB Embry, this is his priorities, right? He doesn't care about the corruption. He doesn't care about the extra money, the pollution. He doesn't care about, you know, the prison rates. He doesn't care about any goddamn thing except for his own fucking bigotry. And he was like, hey, I pushed anti-bullying legislation and I got a gay friend. Well, shit, I guess that's acceptable then. You can pass a fucking bill and be a total dickhead to people. You know? That's just what transgender people need, right? A transgender person is either a chick with a dick or it's a man with a vagina. It's somebody who has, you know, born looking like one thing and then feeling like another. And so, really, we can become a more tolerant culture and have one bathroom and just start taking care of each other, right? You know what? We can't shit next to each other. We can't piss and shit next to each other without some shit going, popping off. This is just so fucked up, right? So, you know, this is great. He's encouraging fucking discrimination and bullshit. Leela already killed herself because he was like, well, if I can't be who I am, then to hell with it. I don't give a shit. And that was it, right? That was it for Leela. So this is this is what we're all focused on. This is what matters in Kentucky. Hal Heiner knows that he'll never be your governor. This is Jake Payne's Page One Kentucky. He wrote this, you know, a couple months ago, and this is actually really fascinating stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna get on the Comer too. I'm impressed by James Comer, but let's Hal Heiner. He's a big businessman. He used to be city councilman. He ran for mayor against Fisher, lost against Fisher. He was a big opponent of busing and integration. Hal Heiner, you might even be able to put the idea or the Supreme Court case on Hal Heiner. He made sure integration failed. And we're going to go back to resegregation right now because of Hal Heiner. He was sitting there saying that the big issue with the school system wasn't the lackluster education or the lack of freedom or lack of democracy. He said that the problem with schools was that there's too many black and white kids, and the way that they got integration was they got a bus. You know, they put all the kids in a pile. Not all the kids, but their names in a pile, and then they picked the names, and then everybody got random fucking, you know, schools and shit. And then they're busing everybody everywhere. So, you know, he's sitting there saying the long bus rides. That's the problem, the long bus rides. What is it with this damn bus? You know, before the bus wouldn't pick them up, they wouldn't pick black folks up. Now they're integrating them into white schools. 75 was when Louisville was throwing stones and had a mini civil war against black people because why they want to go to our schools? That don't make no sense. They want to eat our taters. They want to, you know, y'all ain't like us. You know, we got the crick and the business and the Louisville and the taters. So, that's Hal Heiner, right? But let's see what Jake Payne is sitting there saying about Hal Heiner. He lost that race against the mayor. But Hal Heiner, he is sitting there talking about, let's see, two of the main reasons he's going to not become governor is because of Ernie Fletcher and Leonard Lawson. Jake Payne sits there and thinks that Kentuckians pay attention to Frankfort. They don't. They don't even pay attention. They don't fucking see what's going on. So to say that, in fact, some people might say Ernie Fletcher was just, just fucking lambasted. He was just roasted for no reason, right? He's a Republican in a Democratic area, and so therefore he just got fucked over on some bullshit. It's nepotism. I understand. We don't want nepotism. Putting your friends in the fucking high positions and shit. And I don't forgive him for it, but it's not that huge of a fucking crime. It's not that big a deal or whatever. But anyways, I probably am not ideologically aligned with Ernie Fletcher, so fuck him. I don't give a shit. But to sit there and think that Ernie Fletcher is disgraced out of Kentucky politics forever, nah. In fact, Ernie Fletcher was the first Republican governor for the last 50 years. So I can see the Republicans actually sitting there saying how great Ernie Fletcher was. He just wasn't given a chance to be able to do the things he wanted to do. So anyways, he says that he's a damn bigot who spends tens of thousands of dollars fighting to support discrimination. Well, guess what, Jake Payne? You know who was against discrimination? Gate Weed. Remember Gate Weed? How you made fun of Gate Weed the whole fucking time, you five-alarm drama queen? Fucking Gate Weed. Fucking asshole. These goddamn fucking media types sit there and mock Independent and Green Party and, really anybody who tells the truth. That's who they fucking mock. Wait. Gaywood's talking the goddamn truth? Well, let's fucking shit on him, right? Good job. He was against Allison Lundergan Grimes as soon as she came out the gate. Oh, fuck her. She don't know shit, motherfucker. He's jealous. Well, she's pretty and all the attention on me is going to go away, And then he wants to try to be, I'm non-biased and non-partisan. I attack Democrats. Yeah, well, that makes you actually dangerous then, doesn't it? You're going to defend fucking Republicans and then attack Democrats just to say that you're fucking nonpartisan? Get the fuck out of here, man. Get some principles. Have a fucking moral core. But anyways, he might trip over a truth now and then, so let's see what he says about Hal Heiner. So he's talking about he supports discrimination. He's chairman and funder of a state PAC that supported legislators while publicly meeting with those legislators that attempt to influence them. I don't know. You're not saying much there. Ernie Fletcher, Leonard Lawson. So Ernie Fletcher, Hal Heiner is surrounded by Ernie Fletcher's people. So he's basically Ernie Fletcher reincarnated, right? So Daniel Groves, Darrell Brock, John Roach, Brian Krall, Stan Cave, Jess Carell. You remember what that was like, folks? The indictments, the corruption, the extremism. Sometimes he's just saying shit, right? MLK defended extremism. He says being extreme for liberty and for peace and for solidarity and for the people is a good thing. Being extreme for bad things is a bad thing. It's not extreme. Extreme isn't the thing you want to be against. It's the evil things. It's the wicked things. It's hurting people. That's what you want to be against. So just because you're an extremist for, freedom, just because you're an extremist for democracy, just because you're an extremist for the golden rule, these are good things. You should be an extremist for all three of those things. For peace, love, justice, democracy, and the golden rule. You should be extreme for all those things. That's what we need right now. Love. We need love, justice, peace, solidarity, democracy. Where are we going to get this? Dignity. So Lawson, Heiner, like Jack Conway, is owned by Leonard Lawson. That's fascinating. Who the fuck is this Leonard Lawson? Should write that down and research him, right? So he's sitting there saying that Leonard Lawson not only owns the Republican candidate, but Leonard Lawson also owns the Democrat candidate. Well, shit, Leonard Lawson's not going to lose, is he? He'll get Hal Heiner or he'll get Jack Conway. And then he says, Lawson's highway henchmen have been making calls to prominent political folks to beg them to support Heiner, and when he loses, to support Conway. So they're sitting there saying, hey, support the motherfucking, Hal Heiner, but if he don't win, we're going to throw our support to Conway. And that's fascinating. So these big business owners want to fucking support Jack Conway. Does that make you feel comfortable? Does that taste, delicious in your mouth? Conway is owned by big businessmen. No, it's a fucking accusation. We gotta look, behind a five-alarm drama queen. Also, he's a gatekeeper, right? Because he looks liberal, because he seems like he speaks about liberal shit. If he says that gate weed is nobody to care about, then everybody's like, well, fuck, even Jake Payne's against that asshole. Well, guess what? Now we're talking about how great Gatewood was, right? Hemp is legal, and it's like, remember when Gatewood wanted hemp to be legalized? Remember when, Ronnie Lee Smith wanted it to be? Remember when, But now instead we got Rand Paul, who's against the federal solution, and we got James Comer, who's making a name out of the legalization of hemp. Out of the legalization of hemp. And that was just one issue of Gatewood's. Gatewood was for education and healthcare and for child services. He was in favor of lifting people up out of poverty. He had, several billion-dollar ideas. Gatewood was a fucking badass. He was a Huey Long of Kentucky. So Heiner, like Jack Conway, is owned by Leonard Lawson. That's why the wife of Scott Crosby is his running mate. In fact, Lawson's highway henchman. So who knows if he's owned, right? Nobody's owned by anybody. Slavery's illegal, but he could be beholden to him. So check out who this Leonard Lawson is. Maybe I'll make that up for for my a future Kentucky governor video. So Heiner's chief campaign guy has little political experience outside Louisville, so it's understandable he wouldn't have a sense of what's really going on. Who the fuck is this guy? This motherfucker acts like he's so fucking smart. I know everything about everything. Motherfucker don't know shit about the Kentucky Constitution. I guarantee he don't fucking know shit. He just hears what other people say and maybe has a lawyer or whatever. I guess, I don't know. That's something, right? So anyways, he's making kickbacks on every piece, every ad buy, every email. So fuck the media. I am sick of the fucking media. But let's carry on. The little bit of tidbits that we get to learn. Maybe people could actually read it, right? They ran Louisville media had a bunch of sort of bad coverage for the judges in Louisville, but none of the judges who got bad coverage lost their jobs. So the media is ineffectual. It doesn't actually change the damn thing. It's not educating anybody. It's all about corporations making money. That's all they give a shit about. And I bet if we scroll up and down here, I'm not seeing an ad, so I'm actually impressed here. So I'm not sure how what his business model is, because there are no advertisements here. So I don't know who's paying him to, to advertise for him, but he ain't making no money from this page. I'm not seeing any advertisements. All these other pages at least got advertisements on it. So he's making kickbacks on every mail piece, every ad buy, every email sent, every contribution. He's not saying anything here. He's just saying, I don't like Hal Heiner, so he's got no chance. Well, he's got a chance, not because you just say he don't. You can be an asshole and be provocative and try to, be a shock jock, right? Be a Howard Stern and act like you're supposed to be taken serious in Kentucky politics. This is why Kentucky politics is the damnedest, right? But here's an interesting meme. Hal Heiner in Fletch 2. If the original made you laugh, the sequel will break your heart. With the perfect Fletcher look-alike, Hal Heiner puts on the performance of his career. Spoiler alert! Heiner discovers the original Fletcher playbook and reunites the banished political geniuses that ruined the Kentucky GOP in 2007, subjected Kentucky to 8 years of liberal rule. Who doesn't want to see a sequel to that? Run, don't walk to a precinct near you to see the indicted conspirators, named and unnamed. Hal Heiner in Fletcher 2. Daniel Groves as the boss of the bosses. Darryl Brock as a hitman. John Roach as a consigliere. Brian Crawls, mayor of Dublin. Stan Cave as the gambler. Musical soundtrack by KC and the Suntan Band Crosby. Joe Burgeon Productions, Jess Coral Studios. Soundtrack available on MCA Records and cassettes. Universal Picture distributed. So anyways, he's like Ernie Fletcher, so therefore he's a bastard. He probably is a bastard. He's a businessman, but for some reason, poor Kentuckians like to elect fucking millionaires. And there's also something about business, right? If you commit a crime, it's a bad thing, right? If you hurt somebody, if you just go punch a guy or whatever, that's a bad thing. But if you said that you did it because of business, hey, why'd you kill all those people? Oh, man, it's fucking business, okay? Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. It's fucking business, right? So, I don't know, he's got the money, and then that's the conventional wisdom is that you got a shit ton of money, then you can buy advertisements on the radio and on the TV, and dumb, stupid Kentuckians only fucking listen to whatever they see on the TV because they're stupid, and they don't read, they don't look at the internet, they don't educate themselves, they don't know shit about civics or democracy, and so they're easily fucking influenced by any racist fucking ad that Allison Lundgren Grimes might put out. So, Hal Heiner and Fletcher 2, right? This asshole, he has a shit ton of money, and that's the conventional wisdom. Why do these fucking media types keep on making fun of your Gatewoods and your Ralph Naders and your Cynthia McKinneys? Why do they make fun of the independents the people that speak the truth, because they don't have a shit ton of money. He's got about $4 million in his coffers. $4 million. He went ahead and gave himself a loan for $4 million. So he's got the biggest fucking war chest out of all the candidates. James Comer's got about $1 million something, and then Jack Conway's got $1 million something, and then even that Supreme Court judge doesn't even have that much money coming towards him. But he's been a Supreme Court judge, so you know he's a millionaire. But he also stepped down, so he's a public official or whatever, or used to be a public official. So I guess that, well, how does he get in? How does he get to be viewed as fucking important, right? He used to be a politician. He used to have power, so let's listen to this asshole. Well, he don't have power now, does he? He's actually the only one talking about any type of ideas. Hal Heiner attacked Brashear on the shitty economy, saying that, you know, Brashear's we are not going to apologize about our economy. He's like, well, you have the lowest income per capita, per person. You got the lowest income in the nation, and you have a high unemployment rate. Are you sure you don't want to, you want to backpedal a little bit on your little statement there? Yeah, improvement's good, but it ain't good enough. We can do better. So, Hal Heiner, he's running for governor in the Republican primary. Now, Hal Heiner is actually going to start buying TV ads right away. This is 17th. This is Courier-Journal. He's going to start buying advertisements right away. So right away, we're going to see advertisements. Joe Girth. So he's a serious man, right? He's got $4 million running television ads. Well, he's clearly a serious candidate. Like Mitch McConnell, he's a serious candidate. Not like Gatewood. You know who Gatewood was against? He said, fuck the petrochemical, pharmaceutical, transnational, elitist, fascist sons of bitches. Something like that. He said that Mitch McConnell's a fucking alien. Yeah, but some of Mitch McConnell, or Gatewood's own fucking, supposed supporters are sitting there kissing Mitch McConnell's ass. You motherfuckers are sleeping with the devil. You're sleeping with the fucking enemy, and you pretended to be Gatewood's friend. You shouldn't be embarrassed of your fucking selves. And he's absolutely right. Fuck the transnational corporate fucking, petrochemical, pharmaceutical elite, fascist sons of bitches. Fuck those motherfuckers. Are you kidding me? How are we going to sit there and coddle these assholes? They have all the fucking resources, all the fucking wealth, all the fucking friends, all the connections, all the judges in their back pocket, and we're going to give them more airtime and more media play than somebody that actually comes out and tells us the truth. You ain't going to say shit about Ralph Nader. You ain't going to say shit about Ron Paul, but you are going to talk about Hal Heiner. Hal Heiner's a big ass. Okay, whatever. I'm going to get off this tangent, but so, ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you your 2 months were proud of being assaulted each night by politicians. Yeah, acts like he cares about everybody. No gubernatorial candidate. Hal Heiner is hitting the air in Louisville. It's not a big ad buy, just waving WLKY. The rest of Kentucky is being spared. So, pick up your Courier-Journal today. Hal Heiner campaign begins with Louisville pastors. Here's another thing Hal Heiner's doing. He's for charter schools. There's two candidates. Will T. Scott is for charter schools. Hal Heiner is for charter schools. Will T. Scott actually says that he wants the charter schools to be funneled straight out of the executive branch. No Board of Educations, no local boards of education will have any control over charter schools, and the Department of Education, Kentucky, or the federal department, neither one of them will have any influence on the charter schools. What kind of these are Mandrasas, right? These are little fucking Republican incubators. He's going to be, brainwashing them with his stupid fucking Republican ideas. He's going to make sure his private school buddies get a fucking charter school. People with big moneyed interest, right? So I agree with charter schools because they offer a different perspective of the totalitarian, fascist fucking bullshit that you got right now with the public schools. The lack of democracy, 100% compliance. 100% compliance? So you think by smashing the humanity and souls out of the students, that somehow educates them? No, they don't educate them. They can be leaders today, but you're the one preventing them from being leaders right now. You're preventing their spirit. You're preventing them from actually being the best human that they could be. They're going to be, this is the future generation. They're going to be the young men and women who's going to be, taking the reins and carrying our civilization forward. We should do a better job with educating them. So I agree with charter schools because it puts a dent in the totalitarian fascism of the public school system. They should also care about the communities that they're in. And, you know, these fucking public schools, it's almost like, well, I know you know that homeless kid in Louisville. He goes to fucking school, learns his damn fucking biology, and then goes back out and gets murdered. So did y'all really give a shit about that kid? Y'all didn't care, did y'all? Shut up, sit down, learn your goddamn biology. Now get out in the fucking streets and get shot up. Who gives a shit? Fuck you. That 12-year-old girl in Bardstown got her fucking head shot off. Did y'all give a shit about her? You know, these motherfuckers don't give a shit about the students. They just want to manipulate them. They care about their own wealth and power. And big shocker, the fucking politicians are the exact same way. Corruption runs downhill. Shit runs downhill. So when the top people are fucking corrupt, the rest of the people is going to be fucking corrupt. And there's so much corruption. There's corruption in the road departments, corruption in the police, corruption in all the politicians. Every county has about 20 to 30 or maybe 40 or 50 fucking politicians that get elected. Every goddamn year they get paid a fucking hefty check. But do they increase? Do they make, you know, things better? Do they increase our standard of living? What the fuck are they doing? The jailers are taking all the damn money and there's not even fucking jails around. Why are we paying jailers? You know, and I bet there's more fucking pointless fucking positions out there. So Hal Hunter is beginning the campaign with Louisville pastors' endorsement. It's kind of interesting. The Louisville pastors are, you know, with all their sunglasses and shit, looking all mobbed up. Remember, we already said he's a businessman. Hey, why'd you kill all them people? That fucking businessman. It's fucking business. I'm Hal fucking Hunter here. So, that's okay. That's a good thing for him, right? A good photo op for him. And it's interesting. I think the black community is supporting charter schools when it's a Republican-driven issue. But I think black community is doing it for the same reason I'm doing it, because the fucking public schools are a sham. It's bullshit. They're criminalizing the kids. They're kicking them out for being a regular person. Oh, wait, you're a regular person? Well, now you're expelled. Unless you take Adderall, right, because you got ADHD. But then, you know, hell, you might be like Andrew H. Scott, you know, like Will T. Scott's son, and, you know, you fuck up your whole life because of it. A felony charge. A fucking felony charge. They give him ADHD, or they give him fucking Adderall for his ADHD. And a friend was asking for one, and he's going to go to fucking jail. That's a goddamn felony. You all got some great fucking priorities, let me tell you. And, of course, the fathers, Will T. Scott, Michael Connell, and Greg Fisher was like, well, he doesn't make good choices. I love him. But he's a douchebag, you know. They disavow him. They pretend like they don't even fucking know him. You can't even raise your own kids. You can't even take care of your own house. How are you going to take care of a whole state or a whole city? Get the fuck out of here, man. So Hal Hunter begins with Louisville pastors' endorsements. Hunter appeared with several pastors outside the Lyman T. Johnson Middle School on Friday to endorse the former Louisville Metro councilman for his push to allow public charter schools in Kentucky. And that's all that story is about. Here's a man, he's for public schools, and he's got a picture with a bunch of Louisville pastors. And I would love to talk to the pastors to actually see why they're supporting them. And I hope that I'm right about this. I hope that's not like, well, if we support the Republicans, then, you know, we'll actually, we'll get rich. And the Republicans like hate black people, right? You saw, you know, Bill O'Reilly and all the fucking Republicans sitting there saying Eric Garner getting choked to death is fine. Louisville was killing young black men before Missouri and New York made it cool. And what happened? Did change happen? Of course not. Mayor Fisher elevated the same asshole that killed a young black man. Johann Stimley started the fucking Viper Squad. And now you got Steve douchebag Conrad, that piece of shit bastard. He's a total prick. He's a total douche. You know he don't give a shit, right? Fat fucking skinny fuck. And, you know, he's not a tough guy. I don't even know. He's got power. That's all he's got, right? His fucking position, his fucking office. But we had a kick-ass fucking a police man. We had a kick-ass fucking sheriff in Louisville, and he moved to Denver, Colorado. So, you know, that's bad news for Louisville. And Denver, Colorado, guess what's legal in Denver, Colorado? And I guarantee you that police chief Robert White doesn't have to deal with the same stupid bullshit, right? In fact, if Greg Fisher's son was in Denver, Colorado, he only would have got trouble for half the drugs that he had with him. So, you know, Greg Fisher's son's a pillbilly. Will T. Scott's son's a pillbilly. A heroin overdose, Michael Connell. These assholes are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. They can't even fucking take care of their own kids. They don't have any moral standards or moral guidance. They just say whatever the fuck it is that they can say in order to get elected, but they're fucking slimy. I'm so sick of slimy politicians. If you have a shit ton of money and you talk like an asshole, right, because you can't really tell the truth. You can't really tell the people the truth. You just got to say what the people already believe. Hey, I believe in Kentucky, and Kentucky is good. It is great. Kentucky! Woo! And as long as you say absolutely nothing, you got a chance of being elected, right? So, here's another piece of information. University of Pike is offering video game scholarships. So, there's some scholarships to gamers in the fall. WYMT TV reports the school will be one of only a few in the nation to make video games an official sport and offer scholarships for those who play League of Legends. So if you're a big League of Legends player, you got a scholarship waiting for you at the University of Pikeville. Pike graduate Eric Van Hoos says he's ready to coach the game where 10 players compete on teams of 5. That's fucking exciting as shit, man. You know, you make fun of the gamers all you want. I saw a gamer actually this died of exhaustion. I saw a news clip that says that he died of exhaustion. But the gamers, these are the people that's, you know, controlling the drones. Right? It's all about robotics and machinery and stuff and military, and all you gotta do is sit in a room and play games and you can fucking, you know, be killing a bunch of fucking poor people in Pakistan. So that's not why we need gamers, but gamers, you know, Ender's Game. That's what he did, you know, he fought the buggers, right? He fought the fucking goddamn invading alien people that was coming to take over the fucking country. So that's, you know, Ender's Game. It was a fictional book by a fucking racist, homophobic, fucking weird-ass bigot, but the story itself is a good-ass story. Sometimes you got to separate the person from their art, and the point being is that gamers, technology, computers, that's the wave of the future. Get on board. Get the fuck out of here. Even Barack Obama is sitting there telling local communities to start buying the internet, you know, services, or to invest in internet services, so that way they can be competitive and help with the, you know, prices of internet overall. So there's games scholarships at University of Pike. Comer raises $1 million for governor races. Right, I already mentioned this, but Hal Heiner, James Comer, and Jack Conway have big war chests. In fact, only Jeff Young and Will T. Scott don't have as much money, but frankly, I think they're more appealable because they got better ideas. But Comer, I like Comer. I don't hate Comer, but I haven't heard too many ideas coming out of his camp. He's for hemp. Is any of these folks for legalization of marijuana the biggest fucking issue in our days? I don't want to say it's a civil rights thing, but it does seem like the last fucking civil rights hurdle that we need to cross, right? Gay people seeming like they're going to get gay marriage. Blacks and whites say they're going to school together. At least they were until the Hal Heiner got them resegregated with the 2007 Meredith decision. And so I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm all over the board. But my point is sort of black people got the right to vote. Women got the right to vote. Now let's legalize marijuana. It's a free fucking country. Fuck the alcohol. Alcohol's our downfall. And marijuana is our liberation. It's our uplift. It cures cancer. And we're number 1 for cancer. Y'all want to fucking see your damn grandmas fucking die and shit? So, you know, let's not let any more of our elderly die of cancer. If you really give a shit. If you don't love your fucking grandparents or whatever and don't mind seeing them die of cancer, then, you know, keep on being a fucking hypocritical dickhole. And you know you smoke the shit, fucking hippies and shit. Get the fuck out of here. 60s and 70s, y'all didn't fucking experiment. Y'all missed the 60s. 60s are the most funnest, liberating decade in American history. And you fucking missed it. How embarrassing. You should be embarrassed of yourself. So he's raised $1 million, right? We already mentioned this. So I want to talk about James Comer before I talk about Jack Conway. James Comer recently, in November, Somerset, it was talking about the Fort Sumter speech. And so that means he's starting a civil war amongst the Republicans. James Comer is totally acting like an outsider. He just got in there. He got hemp legalized. He's looking very pretty right now. He seems like he's got a nice homely face. Seems like a trustworthy dude. And, and he's pointing his finger, right? He's all passionate and shit. He's got a grassroots campaign. And hemp, he's right on the hemp issue, and I hope he's right on the marijuana issue. I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't heard any other things. He's for one big fucking tax against him is that he's for the right to work. He's for the right to destroy the unions. And we all deserve the right to work. It's fucking shittily named. I hate how they fucking name this shit and fucking package this shit. Right to work? Fuck you. It's the right to be a slave for fucking minimum wage. So the right to be a slave for minimum wage. We have a right to be slaves for minimum wage. We have a right to have no union so we don't have to have no dignity. We have a right to have no protections or safeguards in the workplace. We have a right. How is that a fucking right? They're destroying the union. So James Comer is against the unions, just like Hal Heiner. Hal Heiner and James Comer are both against the unions. Big fucking surprise. Republicans care about their corporate paymasters, and they don't give a shit about the unions. Big fucking surprise, right? Even your Ron Paul crossed the union lines. So his Fort Sumter speech I really liked, and I'll tell you why, okay? So I'll just actually say what he's talking about. A couple farmers there, and it says that his words appear far removed from the first battle of the Civil War. That's just some fucking author. So, but they're trying to sit there and say, here's what he said, okay? He said at this luncheon in Somerset. Now, remember, Somerset is the city that bought the gas station, okay? And that's socialism, right? That's socialism. But the days of party bosses handpicking elected officials in smoke-filled rooms must end. He's right. The days of party bosses handpicking elected officials in smoke-filled rooms must end. They had John Henry Whalen was a big party boss, a big Confederate party boss in Louisville. And he's talking about Louisville. No more scenarios where party bosses send some guy, say Louisville, who's never been to Somerset before and order you to support him because they can control him. So that could be an attack on Jack Conway and Hal Heiner if that fucking Leonard Lawson owns them both. Right? Maybe Leonard Lawson's the fucking new John Henry Whalen or something. I don't know. But he clearly seems to think that there's, there's fucking people, behind the scenes, the owners or whatever, sitting there hand-picking candidates and trying to manipulate them and shit. He thinks they're puppets. And so, that's awesome. That's awesome. He's telling the truth, and it seems like he's separating himself big time from the Republican establishment. This is James Comer, the Commissioner of Agriculture. He got hemp legalized, but not marijuana. Okay? And in fact, the Republicans in the fucking Frankfurt is not going to do medical marijuana, let alone full-blown legalization. I mean, fucking Frankfurt, it's a summer camp. They meet up for a couple weeks or whatever, pass a budget, and then go home and fuck. I don't even know what the fuck they do. They just shit on their fucking wives or whatever for the rest of the 11 months. Hey, what'd you do for 11 months? I shit on my wife. Did you pass any bills? Did you get anything done? Did you try to fix Kentucky's problems, or you just fuck it? I got paid, and what the fuck do I care? And actually, the legislators don't get that much money. They get maybe like $12,000, but I mean that's a fucking chunk of change. I can live off of that, and $12,000 just for a month's worth of work, a fucking summer camp. Anyways, most of the crowd, subdued by butterball turkey breast, didn't know what to make of it when Comer veered and declared, "I cannot be controlled." This article is written fucked up. This is good stuff. He's sitting there saying party bosses can't control him. He cannot be controlled. He is a free man. Good. James Comer, I'm liking this stuff. This is good stuff, James Comer. He's if I'm a betting man, I'm gonna say James Comer can beat Will T. Scott, Hal Heiner, Matt Bevin. There's nobody that, talk about presumptive nominee. James Comer is good. He's good. In fact, Will T. Scott, he says we need lots of people in the conversation. What does AFL-CIO say? They say, I wish we didn't have a primary. Let's just back Conway and just get on with it. Conway's for the unions. He's against the marijuana, against injecting the weed, and that's what we're all about. AFL-CIO, ain't you all supposed to be union motherfuckers? Aren't y'all supposed to be for democracy? You don't want to have an exchange of ideas? You don't want to have a conversation? The Republicans are going to do fucking better because they are actually engaged in democracy, right? Let's have a fair conversation. Let's have Lincoln Douglas debates, and let's do something, right? Let's do something here. That was Miss McConnell. Miss McConnell said, hey, Allison, you want to have Lincoln Douglas debates? She's like, no, I'm scared, senor. Senor, I will not go and do no Lincoln Douglas debate. And then she started calling for the debate later on. Eventually got one little tiny debate, which he filibustered and talked like a really slow fucking asshole. Well, I think that Obamacare should be pulled up root and branch. And she's like, he's fucked the state for 30 years. We're going to keep electing this asshole. She didn't really slam him too hard, and there's only one shitty fucking dumb debate in KET, which probably most of Kentuckians didn't even watch. So, not even close to a Lincoln-Douglas debate where they went around debating each other in lots of different cities and shit. And that's good for democracy. That's good for democracy to see both of your candidates up on stage comparing your ideas and what they can do better than the other candidate. What are the ideas to fixing Kentucky's problems? You know, they go to Fancy Farm and they're like, well, he's a dirtbag, shitbag, dumb fuck. And that's the debate we get. That's the debate we got with Allison and Mitch. $100 million, we didn't get a discussion. We got a fucking attack ad, extravaganza. So, the days of party bosses handpicking elected officials in smoke-filled rooms must end. No more scenarios where party bosses send some guy say Louisville has never been to Somerset before in order you to support him because they can control him. So the message is clear. He's warning that he views establishment Republicans, whether it's U.S. Representative Hal Rogers, U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell, or State Senator Chris Girdler, not to meddle in the 2015 governor's race. Is that what the fuck he was saying? Because I was thinking he was talking about fucking Leonard Lawson. I guess he didn't say what he was actually talking about, so who knows what he's actually saying. So... okay, so he's basically, there's an effort from somewhere to jumpstart the governor's race from a handful of people in Louisville. There's an effort from somewhere in Louisville. So he's basically saying that there are people behind the scenes controlling shit, but he's not saying names. He's not name dropping. So he's still protecting his fucking party bosses. Now let's get to Jack Conway. So Jack Conway files for governor and jabs former ally Rhymes. So that's very... what do you call that? Like where it's, that's sensational, right? That's real sensational. So anyways, Jack Conway, he's sitting there saying, you can ask me, did you vote for Obama? Yeah, I did vote for Obama. And then I sued him. That's not a jab at Allison. It's a minor jab at Allison, but it's a jab at Obama. And it's actually a jab at his own moral, lack of morals. So he believes in global warming. He thinks that we need to fight the emission standards, but he's leveraged for power. So if it's just for leveraging, I'm okay with. But frankly, he's selling out the Republican or the progressive base, and that's what he's going to do. Jack Conway is just going to fucking appeal to the rich fucking white males that the Republicans inspire, and we're not going to get a debate in the Democratic primary because fucking assholes are too fucking stupid. We didn't get a debate with Allison in the primaries. We didn't get a debate with Mitch McConnell in the primaries. And I think it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. If we want a good... where's Lincoln Douglas debates? Where's our fucking democracy at? Why don't we have a democracy? Why do Kentucky people not demand more out of their politicians? Instead, it's like, I worship, Tweedledee. Well, I worship Tweedledum. Well, my Tweedledee better than Tweedledum. Yeah, well, I'm going to vote for the lesser of the two evils and hope that goodness comes out of evil. Motherfuckers, do you hear what you're saying? I'd rather vote for somebody that I wanted and not get it than vote for somebody I didn't want and get that. Are you fucking kidding me? Give me something to vote for. Inspire me. I want to go out and be proud of when I vote. Can y'all do that for me? Can you please? So Conway's sitting there appealing to these fucking racist, bigoted fucking assholes, just like Allison Lonergan Grimes. He's already going racist, right? So big shocker that he's not going to debate Jeff Young when it comes to racism. Jeff Young is going to make racism, abortion, the energy policy, EPA. He don't want to talk about these issues and class war. Definitely don't want to talk about these issues if he's all about class war and kissing the super rich, the 1% or the 0.0001%'s ass. Of course he's not going to give a shit about working class people. I don't even know why the unions would even support somebody like that if he's already bought and paid for. So Jeff Young wants to talk about racism, abortion, energy policy, and class war, and Jack Conway is fucking scared to vote to debate the other candidate, the only other Democrat candidate who all the fucking media has made fun of, and they're like, oh, he has got no serious candidate. He's paid his $500. He's running. He's fucking serious. What more you got to do to be fucking declared serious? Like, look, I'm going to run for the governor, and I'm going to do my damnedest to fucking win it. That's pretty fucking serious, I think. Isn't that pretty serious? I think it is. So, let's see. There was another thing he says right here. You have, I don't think Grimes should jump into the fucking election. I don't think anybody should, said the state AFL-CIO president, Bill Lonergan, right? Because he's a fucking fascist dictating son of a bitch. When asked about possible entrance into the Democratic primary, I don't think we should have a primary. Everybody should just get behind Jack. Oh, shit. There's a democracy. Democracy's gone. The fucking state AFL-CIO says don't fucking debate. Conway's his bitch. And even, I don't know who's Conway going to listen to? The Leonard Lawsons, the fucking corporate elite, or is he going to listen to the fucking union president? Or is he going to do a little bit of both? A little bit of here, a little bit of there, fucking, triangulate and then just slip like a slimy fucking politician. So, the last thing I want to mention about this article was he said that citing the student stories, Conway said afterwards he opposed a bill filed by Democratic House Speaker Greg Stumbo that would legalize medical marijuana. He's not just against legal marijuana, he's against medical marijuana. He's against your grandmother getting marijuana to get her cancer cured. He don't give a shit. He don't care if it's cured cancer in other cases. He don't want to hear about it. He's absolutely a dumb fuck who's got no moral clarity. He's been fighting Operation Unite, been taking helicopters to find a goddamn plant in somebody's backyard instead of actually spending that money for infrastructure, for jobs, to help lift Eastern Kentucky up out of poverty. They don't give a shit about that. It's about the economics. It's about the fucking money. It's all about the fucking money. If you want more money in your fucking pocket, then you only have one choice. Jeff Young is the only person that will fucking be as clear-eyed and, and will help working class Kentucky. Kentucky is one of the poorest fucking states. How are we going to be electing these goddamn millionaires and thinking they're going to fucking represent us? They don't fucking represent them. They never represented us for the last 200 fucking years. That's why we had bad statistics. Brashear, when he got Obamacare passed in Kentucky, he basically told us the truth. He was like, well, shit, Kentucky's got the worst fucking health statistics since we've been given statistics. They've never done well. Been drinking, smoking, cancer, here, there, everywhere cancer. And yet, the cure for cancer, marijuana, Conway is against. There's a story. The story's always the same. They start out at a young age with marijuana. Conway said, I don't want anything that makes it easier for kids to get their hands on marijuana. That really wasn't much of a story there. They start at a young age with marijuana and what? Get guns and start shooting everybody. They start questioning the fucking society. It's a gateway drug. A gateway drug. No, it's not. It's the end drug, okay? It shows you how we know that Jack Conway is a hypocrite. He's a hypocritical fuckwad. He's a hypocritical prick. He's a hypocritical piece of shit. Because he's, taking all this money from Operation Unite, from Hal Rogers and shit. Even fucking James Comer's talking shit about Hal Rogers, but not Jack Conway. No fucking way. He wants to unite Kentucky, not divide. All that slimy politic fucking speak. So, it's not a story. The story's always the same. They start out at a young age with marijuana, and I don't want that to happen. How's that a story? That's like the worst fucking story I've ever fucking heard. And it's fucking bullshit. So, flat out, he's not just against legalization of marijuana. He's against medical marijuana. He's against marijuana that can cure people's ailments. There's glaucoma, there's, back pain, anxiety, depression. There's a lot of things that marijuana has been known to be good with. And so fuck him, I'm for full-blown legalization. And, of course, you don't want the kids that have it. But have you looked around? Kentucky is the number one cash crop here. It's actually high school kids can get a hold of marijuana easier than they can get alcohol. It's everywhere. You're going to get it no matter what. It's fucking everywhere, Jack. You can't get away from that. So your war on drugs has fucking failed, and you're going to keep on fighting an archaic fucking war because you're a goddamn dinosaur. AFL-CIO motherfucker. Well, let's not even have a primary. Let's just fucking back this asshole. No, he needs to be vetted. We need to see both of our candidates on the stage, and we need to see their ideas, and he needs to defend himself and the shit that he's going to say. In fact, politicians lie. They lie all the time. He could promise one thing speak out both sides of his mouth, promise one thing one day, promise another thing another day, and then gets in there, do as the fuck as he pleases. At the very least, if he's promising these things, then we have some indication of what he's going to do. And so if he's only promising one or two things, we're not going to get a good fucking governor. If we get him to sit there and talk about, yes, I will protect unions, I will protect working class peoples, I will protect, if we get him saying these things, We'll have a better fucking candidate. We'll have a better fucking governor. The reason why Allison Lundergan Grimes lost, which he was part of the campaign, was because she was not, she didn't stand up for her progressive principles. She ran to the right. And Jack Conway is going to be running to the right the whole fucking campaign if we let him get away with his bullshit. And we can't let him get away with his bullshit. So I'm not feeling Jack Conway. I am not feeling Jack Conway, and the primary is in May. So we got a primary coming up in May. So it's still 5 fucking months away. 5 months away, motherfucker. Nah, AFL president, I don't even want a debate. I've been sucking Jack Conway's dick for quite some time. It's nice and tasty. I'm not going to go suck some other man's dick. That's a hierarchy, okay? You can be gay if you want to. He was actually right about the gay marriage thing. But, you know, why are the Republicans going to have a nice, robust debate and have a good discussion and can play with each other, but Democrats are just so fucking evil and divisive and asshole-ish? You don't know shit about democracy, do you, stupid-ass motherfuckers? Democrats are, when it comes to the war on drugs, when it comes to the war on terror, when it comes to prison rates, they look like fucking retards. The Tea Party, Rand Paul, these motherfuckers look like geniuses, and they're going to take the way the liberals and the progressives are going to be voting for the Tea Party because the Democrats can't fucking stand up for shit they fucking believe in or shit they should fucking believe in. And it's embarrassing. You guys are talking about 100 fucking years ago. What the fuck? And I guarantee you smoke pot. You know it ain't that fucking bad, you fucking ass fucking clown. Acting like it's for the kids. It's for the kids. If you regulated it and shit, you know, oh, fuck off. I don't even want to fucking talk about it. It's just clear cut and dry to me, frankly. It's a free country. We're supposed to have a right to do as the fuck as we please. So, let's check out the highest GDP per capita. Right, I told you I was going to talk about the an economics lesson. And then we're going to go ahead and call it a night. If you've been here for an hour, congratulations. I'm doing a video series called Kentucky Economics, so I want you to check it out. And because it's all about the economics, it's class war. The rich people have fucking won, and we need to understand economics. We need to understand what makes our economy work and what doesn't make it work. And I think when you get working class people, regular average citizens, to understand the politics and the civics and the economics of the thing, then you'll see a better, brighter Kentucky. We need, basically, I could be real simply, just we need to do, you know, our economy like Germany. Germany does socialism and capitalism better than Kentucky. And that's just one country. The entire Baltic and North Sea nations, they are kicking ass. Netherlands, Denmark, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Finland, the UK, Ireland, Sweden. They're kicking ass and taking names, okay? Their fucking GDP is through the fucking roof. They're doing a kick-ass to Switzerland, and here's some other fucking countries that's kicking ass. So we can learn in the great pool of ideas, the best ideas should prevail. The guaranteed minimum income, MLK and Milton Friedman agreed with it. It's a good idea. We should do the guaranteed minimum income. We would save on the waste when it comes to all the different fucking social programs with all the, you know, big-ass fucking bureaucracy and bullshit. And, you know, we would do way fucking better. You know, we would do way fucking better if we started treating... I mean, we would save so much money if we cut out the corruption. If we cut out the corruption and the fucking, you know, bullshit bureaucrats. You have an agency that does WIC. You got an agency that does food stamps. You got an agency that does LIHEAP. You got an agency that does this and does that and does that. Yeah, fuck all that shit. Just give everybody $10,000 fucking dollars and just be done with all the fucking welfare. You know, all the fucking welfare gone. Get rid of it all. We don't need it. You know, once you give everybody $10,000 or so dollars, that guarantees their right to live. They'll be able to survive and have a decent life. But as soon as you take that away, they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing, you know. They have to piecemeal, do here and there, and they got to fucking do all this stupid-ass shit. Fuck all that, you know. It solves poverty, it supplements middle-class income, and it cuts out the inefficient fucking bureaucracy, cuts out the waste. We would be able to pay every Kentuckian $10,000 if we just cut out the bureaucratic fucking waste and cleared up the corruption. We already got the money. It's 4.3 million people, right? So 4.3 million times 10,000, and so we get $43 billion. And so we can get $43 billion if we just cut out the waste and we just cut out the corruption. And $43 billion, that's the pensions. That's how much they're looking for pensions. And so they're trying to figure out how to get $30 billion. They're going to buy bonds. They're going to gamble that bonds on the Wall Street, and that's how they're going to make money. Will T. Scott, he's going to make $31 billion by getting casinos legalized. Instead of just giving teachers pensions, let's give every fucking person in Kentucky a guaranteed life check. You're allowed to live Kentucky, and you live in Kentucky, you get life. And that's how I think it should be, frankly. Your life is guaranteed. You know, $10,000 a year, you're going to still live a fucking meager existence. And if you want more, you go out and hustle. So it's socialism and it's capitalism. And it's about time for Americans to start, considering all fucking options. You know, there's only two major economic systems in the world, and you're only going to be like, well, I'm a dumb fuck, and I'm only going to be within it. And we don't have a purely fucking capitalistic society. It's a mixed system. You got public roads, you got salt trucks, you got parks and playgrounds and schools and Medicare, Medicaid, WIC, and so much more. I mean, there's so much shit that the fucking government actually. There's golf courses in fucking Boone County, so they could build fucking golf courses. Those Republicans in Boone County could build a bunch of golf courses for the rich fucking fat cat fucking friends. But they're not going to sit there and invest in people, in working class peoples. Get the fuck out of here, man. Barack Obama is absolutely right when it comes to local governments buying fucking internet. They should do that just to, give the internet companies a nice kick in the fucking nuts. You'll see the internet fucking rates go down. So Australia, GDP per capita is 43,000. So how much the GDP is just how much each citizen produces. It's not the income, per capita. It's how much they produce. And the economics 101, when you have a high amount of GDP, then all the other standards, standard of living comes up with it. So, and also it shows which country has the most efficient system, of government, of the economy. Because if one citizen in Australia can produce $43,000 worth of stuff, then, when they all produce $43,000, they got a high GDP. They're doing well. They're doing well for themselves. Okay, so Australia, even though they still worship the Queen, but the GDP per capita, I mean, that's a beautiful, what is that? I'm not sure what that's, the fucking orchestra or something. It's a beautiful fucking architecture piece. But the Australia GDP per capita, 43,000. Each one of their citizens makes 43,000. The land down under opens the list with the GDP per capita of 43,000. Australia is a member of the Commonwealth and thus has close trade ties with the UK and its affiliates, but has recently developed an important economic relationship with China and other rising Asian economies. The export of commodities at the expense of a manufacturing industry has been the focal point of Australia's recent economic growth. Canada, GDP per capita is 43,427 per person. They're making, more than the Australians. You may have heard about the factoid that the New York Times turned into a story regarding the middle classes of Canada and the United States. For the first time, the middle class of Canada is estimated to be better off than the middle class of the USA. While this is undoubtedly true, Canada still ranks lower than the United States in GDP per capita. Therein lies the main flaw with calculating wealth. So whatever, I don't know. They're saying middle class of Canada is doing better than everybody else. San Marino, GDP per capita, $44,480. San Marino. We just learned about San Marino, actually, didn't we? It's like off the coast of Greenland. It's a little tiny micro-state of San Marino. Has one of the world's wealthiest per capita, landlocked and surrounded by Italy. I thought it was in motherfucking Greenland, but maybe it's okay. It's by Italy. Like the Vatican, right? A microstate. San Marino claims to be the world's oldest sovereign state. Wow. Iceland is the oldest democracy, but San Marino is the oldest sovereign state. As the current political system is a direct continuation of the one founded in 301 AD. San Marino has now no national debt and one of the lowest unemployment rates of Europe, all of which are a product of successful financial and tourism industries with only 37 or 32,000 citizens. That's more than enough wealth to be shared amongst the population. So San Marino's fucking kicking ass. What are they doing? How are they making all that shit? They have no national debt, one of the lowest unemployment rates in Europe, and it's all because of a successful financial and tourist industries. So financial industries, I'm very skeptical of. But if you have a good financial industry, I don't know. Maybe they can put the economy on the right track and help all citizens. I don't know. Maybe it should be owned. That should be owned by the government too. The financial services. Switzerland, their GDP per capita 46,430. Switzerland's good at like having supposedly tax-free banks, so people come there for tax havens and shit. It's got a long and parodied history of neutrality in international issues. They're up in the Alps, right? They're in the mountains. You can't fuck with the mountain people. They don't have to get in your damn wars. They didn't even join the United Nations until 2002, but that hasn't stopped them from amassing a small fortune. Switzerland's economy isn't relied on a single industry. The manufacturing, science, and technology and financial sectors are all very strong and have made Switzerland an economic hub in the world. The country's long history of neutrality has also made it an ideal location for the HQs of multinational companies like Nestle, Glencore, and others, but also for the HQs of non-profit organizations like the Red Cross. Switzerland looks set to be an economic leader in Europe for many years to come. United States GDP per capita, $53,101. So, we have a good GDP per capita. But do you know why? Do you know why we have? So, we can learn from all these countries. They all have their benefits and their downfalls. So, Australia, Canada, San Marino, Switzerland, and America. Not number 1, but number 6. So, the inclusion of the United States at 6 illustrates the flaws when creating rankings solely based on a single economic tool. Although the middle class has been struggling since 2008, on a per capita basis, the economy looks strong, but it's been propped up by the widening wealth gap that's making it very small. Forget the 1%, think 0.001% of the population unimaginably rich. So, less than 1% is becoming shit tons rich, right? They're the one, they're making GDP. They probably have a GDP per capita of the fucking, them of like $1 billion or some shit. And so they get a ton of money for it, but the rest of the people, there's a widening inequality gap. The middle class of the United States is still infinitely better than most nations of the world, which is an important point to keep in perspective. It may not be what it used to be, but being born in the USA is generally still a great roll of the dice. Brunei, GDP per capita, $53,431. So Brunei, like San Marino, Brunei is another microstate. So look, we can learn from fucking Brunei. You even heard of Brunei? Look, it's got beautiful buildings. Look at weird ass boats, right? Look, go to their fucking country and look at all their weird fucking shit. Their Chinese boats and their Arabic fucking buildings. So San Marino, Brunei is another microstate that's practically unknown to many people in the world. Originally a British colony, the sovereign state is located on the island of Borneo, where that shares with Malaysia and Indonesia. So it's in Asia. Thanks to large petroleum deposits, that always helps. We got coal. We got our own fucking oil. We declare war on fucking foreign nations for their damn oil. And we got coal. We got an energy resource. Oil, coal. What else is there? Nuclear. So we should corner our fucking raw materials instead of just selling it out to the highest bidder. And you saw what the fuck, King Coal's doing in the very beginning of this shit. They're fucking everybody over. They don't give a shit about actually providing jobs for everybody. So Brunei is a wildly rich country. The public debt is at 0% of the GDP. That's no public debt. One of only 2 countries in the world to achieve debt-free status. When that other fucking country, microstate, San Marino, like another one that had no national debt. So is that the 2 fucking countries? San Marino and Brunei have no debt at all. No debt. So microstates. So shit, maybe we should just make some microstates, right? Get a city to fucking secede from the Union. Nah, we're our own sovereign nation. We don't listen to your damn rules. Public debt is at 0% of GDP. One of only 2 countries in the world to achieve debt-free status. Sales of crude oil account for 90% of Brunei's GDP, so the economic future of the country is tied to the price of oil. So, I don't know. That's good and bad. If the oil goes down, they don't make as much money, but they still kicking ass. But once the oil's gone, they ain't going to make no money. It's also sort of like the United Arab Emirates. Norway, GDP per capita, 54,947. Unlike Brunei, Norway is an example of a nation blessed with oil reserves that has seen diversification to become a mixed economy. Although crude, petroleum, and petroleum gases account for 57% of GDP activity, Norway has been steadily using that money to gain entry into other industries. Norway nationalized much of the oil reserves, allowing that money to contribute to a sovereign wealth fund that has made on paper each Norwegian a millionaire. Norway kicks ass in happiness and democracy and wealth and GDP per capita. Norway is it, man. I'm telling you, these Baltic and North Sea fucking nations. So what Norway is, it's based in oil reserves, and look at all the mountains, man. Gorgeous fucking mountains. Makes me think of the fucking Swiss. Look at them fucking steep cliffs and shit. We got, Appalachia. We don't have fucking mountaintops like that, though. Norway's also selling their trash to fucking Sweden. So, crude, petroleum, and petroleum gases account for 57% of GDP activity. Norway has been steadily using that money to gain entry into other industries. Norway nationalized much of the oil reserves, allowing that money to contribute to a sovereign wealth fund that has made on paper each Norwegian a millionaire. Obviously, the individual citizens don't have access to that money, but the money has helped the Norwegian state become the most stable in the world. So the individual citizens don't have access to that money, but the money has helped the Norwegian state. So it's helped. On paper, it looks like they're all a millionaire, but not everybody has it. But they're all doing fucking good, They don't have like a big personal wealth, but when their healthcare and their universities and their childcare, when all that shit's free, I mean, what other choices do you need to make? What kind of fucking movie you gonna need to spend your money on? Singapore, GDP per capita, 64,584. Singapore. That's another tiny ass fucking country, and they're kicking ass. Singapore, they have a big gap with inequality, but the Asian island state of Singapore is renowned as one of the largest and most important port cities in the world. Singapore is a commercial hub for shipping and transportation in Asia. Has also, much like Hong Kong before, become a key city in the financial industry. Highly urbanized, there's little of the island's original vegetation to be enjoyed by the 5.4 million people, which is sort of sad, but it's basically saying that they're making progress, right? Cutting the fucking There's a couple trees. I see some trees right there on the fucking, on the coast. So, highly urbanized, there is little of the island's original vegetation to be enjoyed. The importance of the port of Singapore and its status as a tax haven for the ultra-wealthy means that Singapore will only become richer as the years go on. So, just like Switzerland, they're a tax haven for the ultra-wealthy. So, while I am for the oppressed, and I do believe in the working class people, if we can, I think we can do capitalism and socialism better than everybody else. So, I think you can have a tax haven, for the wealthy, but also have, good wage jobs. This is America, so we could produce stuff for Americans. And we don't have to, there's no transportation cost, Marijuana, we should get into the fucking marijuana industry. Jesus Christ. How much more does a motherfucker got to fucking talk about one goddamn issue? I mean, we can invest in NBA fucking programs. We can get into sports. Green Bay Packers is owned by the people. Land reform would help with the fucking, money. Nationalizing coal would help with the fucking money. If you got the politician who's got the fucking balls to do it. So Luxembourg, GDP per capita, 78,670. Luxembourg. So this is a tiny little blip, tiny little dot of a country. Luxembourg, this is one of the south of Belgium. I think it's also royalty. The Duke of Luxembourg. Look at it. It's beautiful. Look like fucking castles and shit. Beautiful fucking architecture. You see a church there. So, they doing all right. Luxembourg, like Switzerland, traditionally had manufacturing economy based on steel and chemicals. Hell, that's just like Kentucky. Kentucky's got steel plants. We got chemical plants. We got manufacturing plants. So, we just like Luxembourg. With the departure of manufacturing to Asian countries, banking and other financial services quickly stepped forward to become to more than compensate for the loss. How the fuck is financial services making so much money? What the fuck are financial services doing? They just manipulating money and shit? What the fuck can financial services? It seems like a big money game. They'll just fucking take all your shit and stuff. But what the fuck do they even make? What do they even fucking make for the GDP? I am fucking perplexed that these fucking financial services are making so much goddamn fucking money for their states. So, attractive corporate tax rates has made an ideal location for the HQs of several multinational corporations, particularly internet startups like Amazon and Skype. So, you buy shit on Amazon, you're just making Luxembourg fucking richer. So, that's why Luxembourg's doing so well, because Amazon and Skype, they got all those corporate HQs there. So, Amazon, Skype, they're kicking ass, man. They're kicking ass and taking names. Internet startups such as Amazon and Skype. Questionable banking practices such as its development as a tax haven and allegedly holding the wealth of notorious international figures such as Kim Jong-il have attracted negative attention in recent years. Still, Luxembourg remains on track to become even wealthier, something its small population of 537,853 can't have any problems with. So small population, producing a lot of stuff, got a lot of wealth. You know, Kentucky should do what Luxembourg's doing. And even though I question the fucking uber wealthy and the fucking financial services, they can fucking help us out. So I don't know. Somehow you got to make it to where the HQ people can come here and you can make a ton of fucking money and also make Kentuckians money too. So Germany is doing a good fucking combination of the two, just like Netherlands, just like Finland and Sweden. I would rather listen to them because they seem to be able to balance the two better. But you cannot deny, you know, the economic powerhouse that is Luxembourg, that is Switzerland, that is Singapore, Norway. Norway, they have fucking oil, right? We got fucking coal. How else Kentucky sitting on fucking a mound of gold and not be able to do a goddamn thing? Kadar, GDP per capita is 98,814. God damn. Kadar, and I hope I'm saying that right. It's an Arab country, and look at it. It's gorgeous. Look how modern they look. Look at that building, that badass building right there, all twisted and shit. Tall ass skyscrapers. They got about, I mean, this makes fucking Louisville look ridiculous. In Lexington's got half a building. Here's what Lexington looks like. This little corner over here, this building right here. And Louisville is maybe just like these 5 buildings. Kadar, look at Kadar. That sucks to be able to have to light that motherfucker all the time. All them lights and then all them blue lights. But whatever, you know. Electricity. And Kadar has a fucking secret. They're also got a bunch of oil too. Massive sovereign wealth that buys up soccer teams, airlines. That helps, right? When you got fucking money we can use the fucking revenue from nationalizing coal and be able to buy, you know, some fucking basketball teams and some soccer teams and some fucking, I don't know if you can get the NBA and the NFL and the MLB or whatever to get on board with it, but frankly, it just seems like a dumb, you know, idea not to do. We have all this talent from our basketball programs. You have all these kids playing sports in all these schools and shit. And where are they supposed to get, you know, their fucking start? If they're supposed to fucking go to California and make it big over there, you know, we need to make it to where they people can do well in their own hometown and make it wealthy and prosper in their own hometown. Kadar's got the 3rd largest reserves of oil on the list, so oil always helps. We got fucking coal, so we got our own oil. In Kentucky, which has leveraged to become the wealthiest nation per capita on earth, although a population of 1.8 million people, only 280,000 are actually citizens. So that's fucked up, okay? So actually only, you know, that helps a lot because only a quarter fucking million people is getting all the money, but the rest are migrant workers. So they have a population, 75% of their fucking population are migrant workers. So if we're going to do what Kadar does, then, you know, all the citizens, we all become citizens of Kentucky and then just, you know, I guess get a bunch of migrant workers in here to do all the dumb labor and then we fucking prosper on all their shit labor. The rest are migrant workers who are not included in the calculation since they don't benefit from the nation's wealth and instead act as a laboring underclass. Kadar is still a monarchy ruled by Al Thani family and included but not included to the migrant workers as ethically questionable business practices and social conditions. However, for those who are part of that lucky 280,000, Kadar is the wealthiest place in the world. So, slavery. Oil and slavery. So, if Kentucky wants to do what Kadar is doing, all we need to do is start making money off of our coal and get some damn slaves in here. So I don't really like that fucking, that's not solidarity, that's not good socialism, that's just fucking cutthroat capitalism where only the fucking elite, only the Arabs make all the money and then who did they say the laboring underclass were? They didn't. So who are the laboring underclass? They have to fucking live in the town and the city and shit, or I guess it's a dot, so maybe they're coming from neighboring nations and whatnot. That I don't know. I'm sad and disappointed. I'm not going to talk good about Kadar no more because of the inequality. But they do have, you know, they are using their oil reserves, and they are buying soccer teams and airlines. Using slavery, that's how they're expanding their markets. That's exactly what they want to do with Kentucky. Well, actually, I'll go back to that and use this as an example. This is what Kentuckians want to do. So you'll get your Greg Fishers, you'll get the owner of storage, the self-storage, public storage. He's the richest man in Kentucky. He makes a couple billion or so. He's going to fucking kick ass and take a bunch of names and make a ton of fucking money. Meanwhile, everybody else is going to be the underclass, the slaves who's making them a shit ton of money. So the GDP per capita, the reason why it's so high is because most of these assholes don't make shit, but they get everybody else to make the shit for them. So that's the best way to fucking make a ton of money in capitalism. Slavery. You get fucking slavery. Migrant underclass. You pay them dirt. You pay them absolutely nothing, and then you can, they'll build your wealth up to fucking skyrocket rates. So Kadar. This is what Kentucky could turn into. So there's some lessons to be learned here, but really this is a warning to Kentucky. This is, you fucking pillbillies, you poor ass fucking hicks, you're going to be a goddamn slaves to the goddamn, motherfuckers. And is that what you want to do? You want to be fucking slaves? You want to be oppressed, stupid ass slaves for the rest of your fucking life? Get educated. Let's have these conversations. I'm willing to fucking consider this and that idea. I'm for the oppressed. I'm for the working class people because I think we all can make it and we all can do well. Yeah, there's people that's not going to do their fucking shit. They're not going to work. They're not going to try hard. They're not going to be productive. They're not going to produce anything. I'm like one of the most fucking biggest producers in the fucking world that I know of. These fucking videos, man. I was looking at the statistics recently, and I produced like nearly 300 fucking videos on my Freedom School channel, and I got about 400 views. I think the last fucking 30 videos has no views. But I don't know, maybe marketing, maybe I'll get somewhere with them. I am educating myself, and I am learning how to publicly, how to speak, and these videos are for the world, and they're sort of like Khan's Academy mixed with Russell Brand. Khan's Academy is teaching fucking lessons that always be there for everybody. That's how, actually, you want to learn some like hardcore economics. You want to learn about aggregate demand and aggregate supply. And actually, while I'm talking about some of this stuff, check out Khan's Academy. But while I'm talking about this stuff, I want to actually mention just some things with the economy, right? So there's tax growing industries, reduce the regressiveness. Casinos are going to fuck over working class people, so it's kind of regressive. They say sales tax are regressive too because it goes after the working class peoples. But I've also heard Mike Gravel say that we should tax consumption and not capital. And there's some sense to that. When you got growing industries, people growing and making stuff, you want to tax them. They're fucking growing and doing good, and now somebody wants to come in and say, hey, give me some of that. I don't know. I think you should allow motherfuckers to grow. Consumption is a big-ass fucking problem in this country. Just buying shit just to be buying shit. Let's stop doing that. Let's get people to save money. You need to save your money so you can build up your own wealth. Yeah, buying a bunch of McDonald's and stuff helps the fucking McDonald's corporation. It doesn't help you. It's bad for your health, and, you're just consuming. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused, actually, with the sales tax and the regressive, the sort of taxes on the fucking... consumption versus capital investments. It is capital versus the laboring classes. That does seem to be the friction of all human history. I don't know. You want to tax consumption, and actually not even food and stuff like that. So I'm not for sure on this. Taxes is theft anyways, right? You're just stealing from one group of people to give to another group of people. So instead, let's just cut taxes out and just like have the government get into business. And they just be a player in business, right? The government is a player with the internet. They're a player with the healthcare. They're a player, they're a player. They're not the only fucking thing. They can't declare a monopoly on everybody. That's the fucking worry or whatever that they can monopolize. But if they have a better product and they have it for cheaper, then they're gonna beat they're gonna do fucking well. Kevin Phillips, I heard about Kevin Phillips. Economies dominated by the financial sectors lead to greater inequality and slower growing economy. So that's interesting. Kevin Phillips is saying that financial sectors are doing fucking bad, but we're seeing in this article that financial sectors are doing Suriname really well, and what was it? Was it Luxembourg? Yeah, banking and other financial services quickly step forward. So, Luxembourg has a bunch of financial services and stuff. So, but they're saying that it leads to greater inequality. So, that's just a GDP per capita. Do they have a poor class at Luxembourg? They're fucking aristocrats. I bet they do. I don't know. We'd have to find that out. And then a slower growing economy. So, is Luxembourg's economy growing? Is it shrinking? Is it stagflating? Noam Chomsky once said that the American economy is 95 speculative And so we all speculate. So if you take, usually I think with financial industries and services, with the housing bubbles and the college bubbles and shit, but with speculation, I heard that all businesses is speculation, because if you have an inventory, you speculate that you'll be able to sell that inventory. Inventory is debt. So you sit on all these goods and you hope that you could sell that later on. So you speculate that you'll be able to sell, the inventory that you got. So 95% speculation. Somebody said that 35% of the GDP is in financial services. I got to check out what the fuck financial services are. I mean, I've seen financial services and it just seems like a bunch of slimy assholes taking people's fucking money and giving them fake fucking advice about how they should invest their money. And you pay them fucking money. Do you make money? Do you break even with that shit? It just seemed like a goddamn scam. And so financial services isn't more than just that. I mean, yeah, you need your economist and you need people who know, about economic shit and stuff. But financial services, I don't know, man. Also about the economy, the American dollar. I believe in the American dollar and I believe in the country, but we got to pay attention to this stuff. The way that the American dollar works, it's not tied to the dollar or to gold or silver. It's just based upon the ink on the paper and consumer confidence. So as long as people say that the dollar is worth something, it'll stay being worth something. What could cut into the dollar's market? Well, the Russians, the Chinese, the yen, the euro, all these other foreign currencies can cut into the dollar's fucking hold right now. Where they use the dollar for international trade, and we really fucking benefit from that. The dollar, everybody bases their currency off the dollar. But because we're having this economic war with Russia, Russia and China no longer trades with the dollar. So that hurts the value of the dollar. And Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an electronics based money currency. And so, you get your money in electronic stuff. You use Bitcoins to buy shit, online and stuff. So the Bitcoin, the internet money, and then foreign currency is going to come after the American dollar. So what do we do to make the American dollar stronger? We have a better economy. We have more exports, right? We listen to Milton Friedman. We listen to Switzerland. We listen to Luxembourg. We listen to the best ideas out there, and we do those fucking ideas. That's how we succeed. That's how we get better. Somebody said something about having a resources-backed dollar. So the dollar is backed by land, backed by coal, backed by, resources that we actually have, and actually blew my fucking mind. Because having a piece of paper backed by nothing, then, if the country goes down or some shit, then we're just left here with our fucking pants down. We got an empire, we got embassies, we use these embassies to get into foreign markets and shit, and our corporations are doing fucking badass, but we're raping the shit out of the rest of the world, and the rest of the world should, eventually they're going to wake up if they haven't already woke up and seen to it. Bolivia's kicked out, the embassy and McDonald's and all this other shit, so, some fucking nations are paying attention and they're seeing what the fuck is going on here. And somebody else once told me too that the corruption in Kentucky, a jailer gets $68,000, which actually is more than the governor of Arkansas. So the jailer in Floyd County makes more money than Bill Clinton did when he was fucking governor. That's so, and then I don't even know if they have a jail in Floyd County. 41 jailers don't even have a jail to take care of. They're getting paid more money than a goddamn governor. Are they doing governor type work? They ain't doing no governor type work. They're just taking that fucking money, man. And people get used to seeing these same fucking assholes in fucking positions. I swear, there's so many fucking positions in Kentucky. It almost seems crazy not to run and just get into a position and make some goddamn fucking money. Why would you not jump in and make some fucking money? The thing is, everybody always wants to be the sheriff or the judge executive. Why be that? Just be a soil and water conservation district supervisor. Go be a city councilman. Go be a magistrate. Go be, a surveyor or PVA or something else, It is not necessary, to be, I don't know. If you have good ideas, that the best, in the great pool of ideas, the best ideas should, it should not matter, hey, I'm the boss and my ideas are smartest. No, they're not. The smartest idea is smartest. Not just because some asshole fucking said it. And of course that asshole is going to be self-serving, making sure that motherfucker's protected. So it might be a good idea for him, but not for anybody else. A lot of people are worried about the American government. Some people are talking about the EU is finished. They're finished. But they're actually looking pretty strong. They got a lot of fucking strong economies in the Baltic fucking Sea. So fix the waste. I think guaranteed minimum income is fucking brilliant. The money's already there. Like we just figured out, for a guaranteed income, we need $43 billion. So just imagine saving. No, we don't need Social Security anymore, Medicare, Medicaid. Let's just do, we can get, I guess some type of Medicaid. My point is, instead of having so many of these bureaucratic things, you can actually have a guaranteed minimum income, and then you can fucking shit on the poor. You're poor because you want to be poor. You already got a guaranteed minimum income. You'll never be poor again. You can survive. You don't have to be homeless. And if you like you're fucking in squalor conditions and poverty, if you like living in squalor, then, enjoy your fucking poverty, because that's all you're going to get. And I think that's a fucking brilliant idea. I also think the same with land reform. If you got a chunk of land, here's some land, do something with it. And, you can raise your own food, raise your own crops and shit. And if you don't do something with it, then that's your own fucking problem. If you're getting $10,000 and you don't get up and move on up out of there, that's your own fucking problem. But if you don't give people the opportunity to do something, how are you going to shit on this like a homeless guy? Hey, homeless guy, you need to find a job. Fuck. Like, are you kidding me? Be fucking homeless and try to get a job. Do it for a week. Just be homeless. Try to get a job. You'll wake up. Your clothes will be all fucking wrinkled and messed up. You'll be sleeping on the streets. You won't be all bathed. Give me a fucking break. You guys are a bunch of assholes. It takes about 2 seconds to fucking empathize with the fucking homeless to realize what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a discussion, a disagreement I had with a person who says he studied economics his whole life about the Swiss franc. I thought the Swiss franc actually had bought into the euro, and then he's saying, oh, no, they're not. They haven't done it, but I believe they have. And so it just seems like he's an asshole. He's just looking to disagree with me about something. No, you're wrong. You're wrong, you son of a bitch. No, you're fucking wrong, you son of a bitch. I have my understanding of economics and attack my fucking assumptions. Maybe it's just an information thing, but the euro is, all the currencies in Europe had bought into the euro, so everybody's doing, trading with one currency. You go to the Switzerland, you go to Germany, you go to the UK, you go to Finland, you can use a euro. And the euro is like $1.50, compared to the dollar. The euro's kicking the dollar's ass. And then they got all those badass fucking countries in the Northeast, or in the by the Baltic Sea and the North Sea, who's got a high GDP, who's got high wages, happiest country in the world, best democracies. They're kicking ass in every fucking indication, in every fucking way possible. So to sit there and say the EU is finished, I think it's silly. I think it's ridiculous. I think they're very strong. Germany's kicking ass. They're leading the fucking country. And someone said the German banks are turning the rest of Europe into a rentier class by exporting unemployment. And they might be doing that. I don't know. No, they bailed out Greece, right? So, of course they're doing austerity measures and tightening their belts and shit. But I think they're making somewhat sense. I don't think you should be cutting social services, but you got to do what you got to do. And they're doing okay. Germany has the working. They have workers' council, so people get to make decisions in the actual councils. In Switzerland is being run by the Green Party and Social Democrats. Could you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Switzerland sounds like a dream to me. Living in the mountains, getting $15,000 just for existing. Alaska gets a check. If you live in Alaska, you get a check because they're robbing the fucking oil. So they get a guaranteed minimum income if you're in Alaska. We got coal reserves. How come we don't get a guaranteed minimum income because of our coal? So I'm questioning fucking taxes right now. To be honest with you, taxes is theft. If you're going to tax a fucking growing industry, how are they going to grow to the best that they can be? Maybe tax it a little bit or some shit, but to tax the fucking growing industry before it's grown, maybe we could tax the grown fucking industries, but not a growing industry. But that's, I think it's how taxes work right now, because you got to get, growing industry, so you got to get your money somehow. But it's fucking theft. And so if you don't steal people's money, right, how do you get the money? You can make the money. You can invest, in your own financial industries. You can invest in internet, and you can nationalize coal, and you can provide electricity and water. And the government already controls the water and the sewage. And let's see what else. The roads, the school system, Medicaid, Medicare, WIC, programs, social, there's services, and there's, products. That's economy, right? Services and products. So, is that it? Is that everything? I do think it's funny Cheyenne Phillips and Dalton Hayes ran away from Grayson County Sheriff. If they say they're just stupid, they are doing dumb things, but they're not stupid, you know? If you can run away from the cops, if they're stupid, then the cops are stupid, right? It's like good old boys, Roscoe Coltrane. You can't fucking catch them, right? Them damn Duke boys. And they was fucking moonshiners. Jack Conway, he don't get Kentucky. You don't get Kentucky, Jack Conway, okay? There's moonshining, there's pills, there's fucking weed here. All over the place. We can make a ton of fucking money off of it. Regulate it. Put it out in the open. Get it out from underneath the fucking, get it out from being underground. Quit being stupid about this shit. God damn it. Learn some goddamn economics. Economics 101. Legalize marijuana, you stupid motherfuckers. And legalize prostitution. Legalize really everything. You know, the market's supposed to figure it out. And the market's already figured out marijuana. We're going to sell it. You know, it's here. You can't attack supply side. You can't get rid of it. You've been attacking marijuana for 100 years. You know, all these pills came into fucking Kentucky. Now they're all addicted to motherfucking heroin. You know, they can't get their fucking Oxycontin no more because you done fucking sued the shit out of Oxycontin companies and, you know, got that settlement in check and shit. And now they're getting on the fucking heroin because it's their Oxycontin fix and it's only for $5 or something, so it's dirt fucking cheap. Meth is the same shit. You can make the shit up in your fucking home. Make a shit ton of fucking money. It's dirt fucking cheap. And when there's no jobs, no income, what the fuck are people supposed to do, you know? You've made a profit incentive by keeping it illegal. You're giving money to the police to be dicks to the fucking people, and then the people are doing what they gotta fucking do in order to survive. I mean, maybe we should hire an economic coordinator just to make sure that the workers have jobs and the capitalists can, you know, get their fucking capitalism on. That seems to be about everything. So 95% of our economy is speculative. And, that's the fucking gambling on Wall Street. We're losing our industrial base. Exports, creating things, making stuff. We need to have new companies, new businesses. The financial services seems like it's a good fucking thing, but we got to make sure they're good. You know, they're not fucking vultures. Fuck the vultures. And let's get people in here that can help the entire state of Kentucky. Not just the rich, not just the poor. Everybody. We need them all. We need to get some HQs of fucking corporations here, and we also need to have, high-paying jobs, high-wage, high-paying jobs. And so we need an educated working class in order to do that. And we're also going to need entrepreneurs, people willing to take that, that risky step and do something with themselves. So the guaranteed minimum income is also called the national or negative income tax by Milton Friedman. Bimetallism currencies kind of died out. Consumer confidence. Heroin overdose. Hypocrites. Hal Heiner. Alright, I've lost my mind. So, thank y'all for listening for 5 hours to Jonathan Masters' governor's program. At the very end, I did do this economics lesson for you. I'm sure you fucking cut out already. But if you've hung out with me this whole time, check out the rest of my Kentucky economics videos and post some comments. Talk about these things. If you got some good ideas, a good idea is a good idea. Guaranteed minimum income, perfect idea. Trash in the energy, you can't fucking argue with that idea. That is such a solid idea. What do you want to do with your trash? Let's turn it into electric. No, I don't want that. I want my trash to pollute the fucking world. Why do you want that? 'Cause I'm an asshole. Well, let's not be assholes anymore, okay? Let's try to get along with people. All right, Kentucky, can we try to do that? Can we try to get along with everybody? Can we love one another? Let's end this off with some Garth Brooks, right? Just people loving people. It's not, happiness ain't gonna come from the end of a needle. It's gonna come from people loving people.